What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Recording. Happy 4th of July. I noticed, though, a lot of LARPers out there saying Happy Saturday or other terminology. Well, here in America, it's the 4th of July, like it or not. So, happy 4th of July. I love this country. I love the 4th of July, and I love all of my viewers. I hope that doesn't offend you. Now, Laura Bailey, the voice actress from Abby's character in The Last of Us 2, is getting some unacceptable feedback. And we're going to look at all of that and a couple of other tidbits around The Last of Us 2. But, first and foremost, if these messages are real, and I assume they are, but you always have to remember that they're screenshots. Now, I'm sure they're real. It's overwhelmingly likely they're real, but you just never know. That said, if they are real, unacceptable, 100%. I don't need to tell any of my viewers that. I know you all know that. It's just so weird. Laura Bailey has nothing to do with the story or the narrative or the graphics or any of this stuff. If you were mad at anybody, it would be Neil Druckmann. And wait till you see his response. So Laura Bailey posts, man, I try to post positive stuff here, but sometimes this just gets a little overwhelming. I blacked out some of the words because, spoilers. Side note, thank you to all of the people sending me positive messages. To balance it out, it means more than I can say. And you can see, I'm going to end you because of your part in The Last of Us 2. I'm going to find where you live and just mark my words. I will stab you, F you. I will find you and end your kid for that. I mean, whoa. Not okay. I don't know if there's a better... it's idiotic. Yeah, the game story, many people felt that it wasn't very good. But Laura Bailey had nothing to even do with it. That's the worst part about it. You're directing your hate at the wrong person. Not that what they said is okay. But then wait do you see Neil Druckmann's response. Oh my God. It's like a hilarious humble brag. Oh yeah. Okay, so he writes, as the people that propagate this kind of hate would say, how stunning and brave. I think Neil watches my videos. I don't propagate this kind of hate. I disavow it exclusively. I hope these gamers get the mental help they so clearly need. Should have ended it right there. Should have ended it right there, Neil. But you just couldn't help yourself. Unfortunate. It's just like, if my editor wasn't off today, I'd have him put in like some fancy violin music. Unfortunately, this is now the cost of making popular entertainment that challenges conventions. Laura doesn't deserve any of this. Just cut this sentence out, Neil. Top reply, you could have just made a tweet supporting her without patting yourself on the back in the process, Lamau. Your story was not brave or revolutionary. Good God, man. I mean, she's just a voice actor. I mean, if you're mad at her over anything in the game outside of the sound of her voice, it's totally in the wrong place. But no, that's not going to stop. Now all the articles are starting. Thanks a lot, these 5 idiots. It's Gamergate. You can see Lyle put a couple of these together. This is Gamergate all over again. You can still see the echoes of Gamergate still alive and well. The insecurity of these men is astounding. And people wonder why Gamergate happened. Yeah, I mean, it's because game journalists are liars. And an incestuous group of people. helping each other out, blacklisting others. That's why it happened. Gamergate never went away. Porque el Gamergate fus es invento. Oh, because the Gamergate is an invention. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is not a K. F you, Gamergate, and the trash pwapple behind it. I mean, what? Now, here on Heavy.com, Laura Bailey, the Last of Us 2 voice actor, receives terrible comments on Twitter. Laura Bailey, who voiced Abby in the Last of Us Part 2 game, shared all sorts of heinous messages she received on Twitter after gamers were unhappy with her character. Bailey is an experienced voice actor known for a variety of roles in franchise spanning anime, animations, and video games. For her role in The Last of Us Part 2, Bailey not only voiced the character Abby, but also provided motion capture. Neither one of those have anything to do with the story, all right? On July 3rd, Bailey shared on Twitter some threats she'd received from people unhappy with her character in the game. She captioned it, I already read that. Now, 2 horrifying messages were directed at her family, one saying, I hope your parents get hit by cancer and blah, blah, blah. Bailey has been married to another voice actor, Travis Willingham, since 2011. The two have a young son together that was born in 2018. Some of the actor's friends and fans have posted public messages of support after Bailey revealed the abuse she'd received. Now, I 100% support Laura Bailey here. Not in no case, almost no case that I can even think of, would any of these type of messages be okay? I suppose if somebody had done something truly heinous, maybe, but then you're still just fighting hate with more hate. Irish YouTuber Jacksepticeye replied to Bailey's post, I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. Voice actor Liam O'Brien wrote, you are an exemplary human being, a sublime actor, a wonderful mother, amazing friend. I know that crueler voices often stand out, but oceans more know how incredible a woman you truly are. Craig Mazin, the screenwriter and director responsible for Chernobyl, who's now working on HBO with The Last of Us 2 show adaptation, wrote, there are few, they are few, and when they write those things, they feel very little. We are many, and when we write these things, we feel a lot. Your work is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I couldn't have loved your performance more. You are good, Bailey. You are good. And ultimately, I think that, you know, these type of messages get out there, and I don't really understand what is going through somebody's head when they send this stuff. I've gotten messages like this before. It can be a little unnerving for a second, but then you kind of realize, like, oh, okay, you know, is it an op? Is it a more cynical, like, let me just take the tinfoil hat out for a second here, just for a second, and let me be clear. I support Laura Bailey. I don't like the story of the video game that she voice acted, but it has nothing to do with any of this. But let's just say they're sick of getting some bad press and they need some good press. A couple of screenshots might work. Just saying. I'm just saying. It's the internet. Screenshots can be faked. Do I think she did it? No. It's extremely unlikely. But, you know, I like when people have messages, at least to have like a video scrolling through those messages or something like that, so I can be more sure that they're not, you know, nowadays in order to prove it, you've got to have the message, you've got to refresh the screen, you've got to scroll around, you got to open a new window, because it's just so easy to inspect element. Now, do I think she did that? No, I don't. And you can see Collider writing, why The Last of Us Part 2 deserves to be in the Game of the Year conversation. Now, this is going to be, of course, a big push by the media. And who votes for this? I'm sure the media does, right? The media loved The Last of Us 2. It's still, I haven't looked at it lately. I don't think it's going to change much. It's probably still at, what, a 94? It's probably still a 94. Yep, 94 Metacritic score. So if you just look at games, what are we highest rated we want to see? How do they have that? Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's probably sitting right in front of my face. 94 is certainly a very, very high score. I don't know what other games are even in the kind of, how do I say, in the conversation. Maybe it was, you could have Persona 4. No, probably not. I don't know. I mean, you're going to have Cyberpunk, obviously. You're going to have Cyberpunk 2077. That's obviously a big contender. Red Dead Redemption 2 was, last year? So that's not going to be in the conversation. You just don't know. If we look at games this year, best games this year, that's what I wanted to look at. Let's see. Persona 5 Royale has a 95. That won't win it. Last of Us Part 2, maybe. Half-Life Alyx, it's a VR game. Animal Crossing, that's in the conversation. Yakuza. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see anybody. It's going to have to be Cyberpunk to unseat it, probably. Now, Persona 5 is awesome, but I just don't know, Maybe. It should be in the conversation, absolutely. But, yeah, don't send these types of messages. I know all of my viewers know that. It's not okay. No matter what, it's still just a video game. And it's just disgusting. And what it is these 5 people will now be used to smear the entire gaming community for months. There's probably 100 articles already written on this that are just nasty about gamers, and then, gamers are bad. No, these are a couple of clowns exuding the smallest of PP energy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy your 4th of July. We'll talk to you again real soon.